Are we live?
We are live.
Live, it's 8 o'clock, it's the 6th of something. It's a Monday this time.
It's October.
It's October, that's the one. Oh, it's Sober October as well. Have you seen those
Not for me.
those adverts?
Stoptober.
Have you heard that?
Yeah.
You know, November's Movember.
Stoptober.
Yeah, so you're not meant to drink for the whole of October, and then you're meant to drown your sorrows by growing a moustache for November. It's like, what? So in the future, in 2 years down the line, is every month going to be allocated? Is there going to be like Don't Shave My Balls month, like where I grow a really, really bushy pubic hair patch?
You could, well, no. I had. I don't think it's going to go that far.
I'm trying to think of a month that would rhyme with that.
December could be Come Fiesta.
Come Fiesta.
I'm sorry, I was miles away there. What are we talking about?
So I mean, December you just come on everything.
Yeah, why not?
Come Fiesta. That's an interesting
I
word.
spend the rest of the year trying not to come on things. So why don't December I just go hog wild and it's like, yeah, on the curtain, that bit on the floor.
I'm being sponsored for charity. I'm gonna come on everything.
I'll put an egg cup over there, see if I can reach.
Yeah, maybe you get like a big jug and you gotta try and fill it up with cum, and then
Cum
you know,
Olympics.
yeah, and then you get like £100 for every like inch you go up.
We're
like.
starting strong. Starting strong. Hello, everybody.
Good evening.
It's episode 3.
Yeah, you know, third, is that a lucky number? Third time's a charm.
3 is the magic number,
Yeah.
according to some shithead that wrote a song.
Yeah, but then 3 is dividable by 6 and 9 and 12. They're not lucky numbers.
Dividable. Liam creating new words. You created one last week that I quite liked. Audible.
Audible. That's a word.
No, it isn't. What you mean is audible.
Or it was audible over the fucking the racket.
Audible.
Audible.
That just makes me want to give you a hug. It sounds so cute. It's like a Del Boyism. It's like audiability. The audiability.
It was fucking not huge.
Anyway.
Well, anyway, hopefully this time it's not going to cut out, Scott. So you know we can.
So far, so good.
Yeah, you know this is why the first 10 minutes are just going to be blabbering bullshit because well, actually the whole thing's going to be blabbering bullshit, but first 10 minutes especially because none of these have ever got off to a good start, really.
No, but we've only done 2, so I reckon we're all right.
Right, do you want me to begin? Some bollocks that I fucking been thinking about.
Why not?
Alright, well, there was a thing that I was reading on, it was RT, you know, Russian Times.
Oh, yes.
And every year, actually, this happens, that they'll get a panel in, I don't know what it's called, they get all these people, like, anyone can go in and speak to the...
Like a public forum.
Yeah, but I know that one of, the comedians do it and stuff like that.
I've seen Frankie Boyle on RT a couple of times.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, but then, no, this is where they go into, like, the American government and fucking, you know, they'll be talking in front of a select board or something like that. It's like something they do in the States. Like, anyone...
Filibustering? No, filibustering's when you take up everybody else's time by talking.
Yeah, but anyway, this one, once again, it was a bunch of fucking old colonels and some, you know, ex-military people, and they were talking about how the fucking aliens are here, Scott.
Oh, I've seen that one.
Yeah.
I've seen that. He's like a really old colonel, and
yeah,
he's like, our government's lying to us.
Yeah, it was in the 60s, and they said that all these UFOs were flying over the nuclear bases.
The Roswell thing as well.
They're flying over the nuclear bases, and they were activating the missiles and stuff like that. But it does happen every year, and none of these people are fucking quacks. They're not fucking mentalists. They're, you know, retired colonels who, you know, working in the military. Oh, obviously working in the military is gonna.
You got to be a bit mental to rise in the ranks of the military.
You do, but then
because where do you start? You start by, do you follow orders? Are you good at stabbing people with bayonets? Yes. Are you good at doing paperwork? You just made lieutenant. You know, it just goes in that trajectory. I think.
Well, yeah. So then once again, this is like this happened last year. I was reading about these Muppets, and they come in and they give a big fucking talk, and they, you know, it's all under oath, and you know they all solemnly swear that fucking ET's about, and I don't know, like, you know. I can understand, you know, the majority of people. Have you ever seen that Louis Theroux where he fucking goes and meets the UFO nuts?
Oh yeah, I've seen a few of them. Like, there's just the mad alien people. It's like if you go out into this random spot in the desert and look up, you might see something.
Yeah.
And they always go out and it's like, didn't see anything.
Yeah, not today.
Just it's every time the camera crew comes out. Yeah, of course.
What's
of
his
course.
name as well? That fucking famous English Cockney cunt.
Danny Dyer.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the Danny Dyer goes UFO hunting?
Yes, I have.
Yes. Actually, I think we've looked at clips of that together before.
Yeah, because it blew his mind.
Yeah, it did. Like,
It blew
fucking
his tiny little mind.
He's perplexed. Like,
I came out here thinking these cunts were mad. I don't know. I just don't know. It's like, yeah, well, Danny.
But it's always, everyone, you look at the responses, everyone's talking on the forums for these fucking things, and everyone's saying, we should be concentrating on, more earthbound issues. But if fucking there are aliens and shit, all earthbound issues kind of go a bit out the window.
It'd be good if they were true, because it might, but then again, it might not. I was going to say it might put these religious fucks in their place, because they'd be like, oh, okay.
Nah, they'd be like, it's Jesus. Like,
That's what I was thinking. It's like, no, they still turn it around like, no, this is obviously an act from God.
Yeah, they find some page in some book saying that a huge...
They're angels.
Yeah.
They're angels.
Extraterrestrial aliens. I don't know. I started the other day. The reason I got into the alien thing was because the other day I watched the movie. It's called Mac and Me, and it was made back in the 90s, and it was kind of like an attempt to make like a modern day sequel to E.T.
Okay.
Obviously, no involvement from Spielberg or anyone fucking decent, but it's one of those crazy movies where they couldn't get the funding, so it's completely sponsored by loads and loads of different companies. So McDonald's and Coca-Cola and M&M's, they're the three main sponsors of it. So there's this horrific scene where they go to, like, the kids go to this party, they take E.T., well, fake E.T., he looks shitter than E.T., and this is...
Because that's what you do with an alien that you found, you take it to parties.
Yeah, you take it to Mackie D's. Like, they're having a party at Mackie D's, they dress him up in a teddy bear costume, and then halfway through the scene, everyone just breaks off into that 80s improv dancing. It's one of the most despicable fucking scenes ever, but... it made me piss myself. And then
Mac
also...
and me, eh?
Yeah, Mac and Me, like, and then there's a brilliant bit where Mac, who's the alien... his parents have landed on Earth and they're dying, and the thing that saves them is the kids make the aliens drink some Coca-Cola, and then these aliens just perk the fuck up. Like they're ready. Coca-Cola can save aliens, Scott. I don't know what the logistics behind that are, unless they've got a completely different, opposite fucking reaction to these products on Earth.
You mean this wasn't explained in the film?
No, it wasn't. Well, no.
Well, that's just shoddy work, if you ask me. I mean, if Coca-Cola is just all of a sudden going to perk up an extraterrestrial, I want to know why.
I saw somewhere as well. There was a case that I read about Coca-Cola, and there was some bird. Her parent, she died from drinking too much Coca-Cola, and her family took Coca-Cola to court and tried to sue them. Guess how many pints of Coca-Cola a day she was drinking, Scott?
I mean, I don't know. 2 pints sounds sick to me. So.
Oh, fuck it. No, jump.
20?
It's like 17 and a half, 18 pints of Coca-Cola a day, and she died.
What did she die of? Did her kidneys explode?
Oh, it was like diabetes. Yeah, kidney failure, diabetes, all the hallmarks. But I was thinking, if you drank 18 pints of fucking water...
You'd die as well, probably.
You'd probably die as well. So the fact that she could manage 17 pints of Coke, I think, women should get an award. Like, she should be the face of Coca-Cola.
Posthumously.
Fuck Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Get Santa Claus out and get that fucking big fat wreck to fucking come on.
Speaking of Santa Claus, I'm spending Christmas with the fam this year.
Oh yeah.
So I get it's the first time in ages I've actually had a huge family like Christmas thing. So there's going to be kids and everything, and like I'm actually really looking forward to seeing the wonder.
Well, watching kids get excited and open their presents.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good, man.
Because it feels so alien to me now.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I kind of remember.
Who cares, man? Oh, who does?
I don't care. I just think it's going to be interesting. You fuck.
It's the one day of the year I can't get fucking public transportation and go out and get pissed, like. Cause
Still managed to make it around mine last year.
I did, but I did walk for 2 hours. That was a 2-hour trek. That was.
And to be fair, you got here after we'd eaten everything and drank everything, so it was a bit of, we're watching a film, sit there and shut up.
Yeah, it was a bit of an anticlimax, really.
Oh, I didn't know what you were expecting.
Nah, you know, it's a festive time, Scott.
Two puffed up people in me and Nicola.
It's Christmas. I wasn't expecting anything, Scott.
Oh, good, because
I
that's
never
what
do.
you've got.
Yeah. But, I don't know, I've been thinking about New Year's this year, because obviously it's a big one for me, Scott.
Oh, of course. Not only is it 2015, it's also Mr. Scott's 30th.
I will be 30. Shit. Like, people are saying to me, it's a big one. It's a big one, Liam.
Yeah, why do people say that?
It's a big one. I
Mostly
don't know.
arseholes, I think.
Yeah, well, 30.
They just
You
think
know.
it's like a cutesy wootsy way. It's like, oh, I can give you a little bit of a dig and say you're old without actually explicitly coming out and being like, you decrepit old fuck. You know?
Yeah.
And it's usually said by 22-year-olds. 30's ancient and all that kind of stuff.
I think it is.
I think it's
And I'm
ancient.
29. I think it's, I don't know. I think that one's fucking come up on me. It's creeped up on me, Scott. I don't know what the fuck to do.
We're doing all right.
Well, yeah.
30, considering neither of us have really decided to go down the normal path,
Oh, we're all fucking alive still, so, you know.
as far as we know.
Yeah, I know. To me, that's a big fucking shock. Like, I thought at least one of us would fucking well, not out of me and you. Obviously, a bit a wider circle than that. But everyone, I think this is the thing as well. I think with, you know, this takes me on to a fucking thing I love to talk about. With life expectancy so fucking high, I don't think anyone's got fucking worry in the world, Scott. Like, no worry in the fucking world. Like, 30's like fucking 5 now. You know, everyone's gonna live old. Everyone's gonna live old. And people, you know, they worry. Like, Ebola's coming. Oh, Ebola will fuck you up, Liam. Like, it's the end of the world. Apparently, I was reading this article.
Just
and
like swine flu.
they say that if Ebola even fucking gets here, we're so well catered for it and so well prepared, and we're such a sterilised country.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna do shit.
But that's the reason it's going rampant in African countries. They have very little infrastructure.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times it's like, have you been in contact with anyone with Ebola? And you get people going, no. But they forget to mention that 3 of their neighbours died of it last week.
Yeah.
Like, well, that would mean you were in the vicinity. So it's a bit of a battle against hearts and minds out there, I think.
Yeah, because
And
everyone's...
there's a deep distrust of Western medicine and just white people in general. Can't really fault them for that. So...
And they finally managed to work out where AIDS started.
Oh, I read that. It's some village in the Congo.
Well, I thought we all fucking knew that someone fucked a monkey or something, wasn't it?
No, nobody... no.
I thought that's how it began. I thought that was the fucking urban myth. That
Yeah,
someone...
the urban myth, but it's much more likely someone ate bushmeat, like infected. Why? See,
Is
that's the thing.
bushmeat
Why do
meat fanny meat?
No, bushmeat. You don't have to fuck the chimp to get AIDS. You can eat it as well.
Oh, someone was eating a fucking monkey's bush. Like, was eating out of the fanny.
Dear Lord.
No? Having a bit of fucking monkey
Yeah,
flange.
that's what it was. It was Homo sapien great ape cunnilingus. That's what started it off. He got so much pleasure from this monkey's company, he thought, you know what, I'm going to pay you back.
I don't just want the company, I want the cunt of me.
I mean, she's pretty much like a woman anyway, apart from she's hairier. She's got to have a clit, right? I mean, what if I just get down there and start working it? She's got to be happy then. Well, no. She gave you the HIV.
Alright, so then exactly... Well, from the article I read, they were, it was, down to this and down to that and down... Yeah, why the fuck hasn't any other fucking major fucking disease just randomly sprung up?
Most of them come from animals. Most of the big diseases come from animals.
Yeah, and they get passed on to humans, like
swine flu.
Yeah.
That's all farmyard stuff.
So monkeys had AIDS, but the humans didn't.
Yeah, it was called like auto. It's like
eroticism.
No, it was a chimp thing. It was a chimp auto immunity. It was basically HIV for chimps, and then it mutated.
Right.
So that humans could contract it, and that's.
It can only be contracted sexually. So doesn't that still ring alarm bells in the possible...
It's passed between people through bodily fluids.
Oh yeah,
so
I guess a monkey could bite someone or something like that.
Or you could eat infected...
monkey meat.
I think that more likely than someone trying to chase a chimp round. Like, I'm going to fuck that. Chimps are well strong, man.
Yeah, they'll fucking rip your face off.
Yeah.
But then I guess that'll give you some sort of orgasmic pleasure to some people.
What, you get killed while you're doing it?
Like, what's that one? He eats the head. And that spider munches off the fucking head. Oh no, it's not a spider. It's
There's a spider that if it bites you, it gives you a rock hard dick and you die.
what, as a result of your rock hard dick.
Like it basically explodes.
Yeah.
I would love to know the name of that spider, but my pothead addled brain can't tell me the name.
Even though you haven't smoked any weed.
Well, I've still got like a 24-hour haze.
Oh right. Well, you're not gonna look it up, are you, Scott?
Yeah, why not? What am I looking up again?
I don't fucking know, do I? What the fuck are you asking me for?
Jesus.
Well, anyway, okay. Well, that at least that's answered some questions. So
I'm here to help.
No shagging of the monkeys.
Yeah,
Okay.
just best to leave chimps alone.
Yeah. Well, that.
I wouldn't even hold a baby chimp. You see it in films and TV all the time. They put it in a diaper. Oh, it's really well trained. Fuck, get that thing away from me. I don't want to. I would rather hug a tiger than have anything to do with a chimp. Because chimps know they fucking go for your fingers, your eyes, and your dick. They want to rip stuff off you that they know you want. Like a cat will just try and slit your neck and eat you. I'd much rather that than some monkey.
Someone talking to me about cats the other day. It was something on QI, and I hate when people do that. When they watch a bit of QI, and then they tell you, actually that's on the next episode of QI. So you're like, well...
So you didn't know that. You just heard it on the telly box, retained it for 24 hours, and then relayed it to me.
Yeah.
It's like that Stanhope joke about, I'll call you stupid for shit I just learned yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that a lot, because I think I'm quite clever. And if somebody questions that, that's when I'll get, oh man, I'll prickle.
I think, though, when it comes to a show like QI, I think people are too aware that everyone's seen QI. So I think initially...
don't drop knowledge on you.
Yeah, you don't want to drop a bit of QI. Because you'll get 5 people go, wasn't that on QI?
You're really clever. You managed to operate a television. That's amazing.
That was a great idea for a show, though. Who would have fucking known that, eh?
I was thinking earlier today, actually, though, like, I remember when my mum passed and I was looking for all these quotes, like, I don't know, I thought maybe the classic authors, there'd be some quotes about death, like Hemingway or a Dostoevsky, and I actually, the quote that I've found most relevant has actually been from Magic Johnson.
Is he basketball?
The basketball player. And his quote was basically, you find out who your true friends are in a crisis. And it's like, I won't get into why I think that's a very good saying, but it's fucking, whoa. That resonated with me.
What's it got to do with death, though? That's just a crisis. That's not a death crisis.
Well, crisis, death. There's very few. What can I put in Google?
Yeah, I suppose. You put great death quotes for
I
funeral.
think that's what I did, and that's where the Magic Johnson one came up. So go on, Magic Johnson, with your insight.
Never really understood that one. Keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. If they're your enemies, who the fuck wants to hang out with their enemies? Like,
I'm not saying, I don't think it's you should hang out with them. I think it's like you should keep a keener eye on them. I don't get it either.
yeah, but
I like to keep my friends away and my enemies even further.
yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, I don't know, Scott.
That's why we're friends. We don't see each other every day.
No. Is that what makes us friends?
It's not the main reason.
Oh yeah, but
It's one of them.
No.
I used to get this all the time, man. Like when we were 16, going to the fucking pub every day during summer holiday and stuff. We were just all so young and full of fucking piss and vinegar that every day was an adventure. But could you imagine if we did that now?
Oh fuck.
If we went to the pub, it's like, so what happened? What, since yesterday? Nothing.
Yeah, you wonder what the fuck you talk about back in those days.
I think your energy just carries you.
Yeah.
I think you're so fucking wide-eyed and like enthusiastic about everything that your energy just carries you through. Then you get beat up a little bit by life and you're like, fucking...
Yeah, that's not that fantastic. I just had to do a fucking shift of work. It kind of equals it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a great story. I've done a day's work. I had a great story. I ain't got fucking nothing on that.
You know what? I'm pissed off at society at making me do this, so I'm not going to share my story until I feel... yeah.
Nah. Nah. Right. Anyway.
Funny sound now.
Yeah, funny sounds like.
You're getting the full gamut.
Yeah, I was thinking. I've been thinking about the jingles. Getting some jingles going, Scott.
The jingles.
Yeah, like
The
fucking.
jingle jangles.
Bit like Partridge. Like Liam's,
we should have
Liam's
that.
warm bath. Like, Liam's bath of piss. Mmm.
Liam's point of the week.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Castrol.
I don't know, but it's difficult. Like you listen to stuff online and people talking and stuff, and you've got to think to yourself, am I actually going to say anything fucking original? Am I actually? Do we live in a day and an age where I can talk about anything that hasn't been tweeted 4,000 fucking times on Twitter?
You mentioned that. The amount of times I'll see something on Twitter and it'd be like, I think of what I think's like a funny line really quickly, and then I go on Twitter and I get this paranoid like, I bet somebody's already put that up.
So we've got to try and scroll the way down and make sure it hasn't been said already.
I just check it. Like it's usually a hashtag thing. There's a hashtag, like anything TFL socks, and I'll think of a witty line, and then I'll just check the hashtags for TFL sucks, and some cunt already put it up.
Well, that brings me on to something else. We're talking about Twitter. Did you hear the story about that bird that killed herself? She was like 65.
The troll.
She was like 65 years old.
Who was she trolling again? The McCanns.
The McCanns, but actually, from what I read, she wasn't actually directly trolling them. She was writing stuff on her Twitter, and then doing hashtag McCann. So not actually posting it on their thing in order to get a response out of them, just posting things.
Was she making sick jokes?
Well, apparently, according to what they say, nothing that bad was actually said by her. But what happened was there was a list of like thousands of people, like thousands of people that said. Because you can imagine how many people. Oh, they did it. I still think they did do it. Scott.
Well, yeah, that's usually the first response, isn't it?
The fact that I can understand that they're upset. And there was a quote.
Right. Oh, that's brilliant. Okay.
There was a quote by them like, "Well, we don't even check, what people are saying about us online because it's too hurtful and stuff."
Of course you don't. Imagine it. Oh, Christ Almighty, man.
But at the end of the day, all this chick did was say some negative stuff, and then one day she leaves her house and someone from Sky News is there, heckling, saying to her like, "Oh, what do you have to say about this?" And a couple of days later, she goes to the hotel room and tops herself. And you gotta ask yourself the question: okay, like, was she a bad guy? From what I read from this thing, apparently she was a novice user of Twitter. She wasn't a troll in the sense of it.
She went 1,020 tweets in like me.
Yeah. Well, apparently trolls usually they direct their attention onto the person so they can get response.
Yeah,
they get
usually what
they get like a bit of a fucking probably a bit of a boner out of getting a response.
I got fucking Ricky Gervais to mention me in a tweet.
Yeah. But this chick was just she was just tweeting, and obviously you haven't got access to what the fuck she said. But at the end of the day, the fucking chick topped herself, and you've got to ask yourself a question: who's responsible for that? Is that
she is? What are you
but
talking about?
But
no one told her to kill yourself. And even if someone did tell you kill yourself, what are you going to do? Going, oh yes sir.
No, but she's worried about the backlash. She's worried that she's going to be on the front things of all the newspapers. Like, everyone's like, oh, you're a bigot, you're a hater, you're a fucking horrible person. And it's just like, no, she just voiced her opinion.
Well, you've got to be careful.
But probably her opinion was that they did it. And I don't say that's a wrong opinion.
This is what Twitter is enabling, though. It's kind of...
That's what it's there for.
It's kind of...
Isn't it?
It's sorting out, like... Okay, if you know someone, you think you know them well, and then all of a sudden they put some really racist shit on Twitter and blah, 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 you'd be like, what?
Yeah, but everyone has lapses, Scott. Everyone
What kind of lapses? I've never gone on Twitter. I've been really fucked up and gone on Twitter. I've never gone on Twitter and wrote racist or, I've never tried to find the McCanns so I could say, you probably did it, you bastards. There's a warped pathology there that...
I don't know. I still think it's a bit sad. Like another.
I didn't say it wasn't sad.
Going on to the killing yourself.
She did kill herself.
One thing I found very interesting was that a really interesting what?
Good for her. If she wanted to, I don't know.
No, she was 65. She had I don't know. To me, it seems she killed herself over a mistake she made possibly. I don't think people should be killing themselves because they make a mistake online.
No.
Think about, that's just like, you get into a fight with a mate and then, you can't face them, so you just go and fucking top yourself as a result. But one thing that I found really interesting was that, this story about the chick that, I think I mentioned this last week, the chick that went missing. They found
Alice.
Yeah, Alice Gross. They found her body, but one thing that wasn't very highly reported, and I kept on thinking it was going to be on BBC News top stories, was that they found the body of the guy.
Yeah.
The guy, and he hung himself.
Boston Manor Park, where me and my mate Rich went for many a J when we worked at Vinci.
Yeah. So the guy goes and hangs himself and kills himself, and this story isn't widely reported. Like, obviously, it's a huge. That story was a big story.
From what I know, they said they found body in Woodland in Boston Manor Park.
Yeah.
I didn't know he hung himself.
Yeah, no, that's what.
Didn't hear that.
No, that's what's slowly coming out.
Okay.
But I think that in terms of a news story, that's not a good news story because
we found a body. We're not allowed to comment.
Well, no, it's not that. I think it's because he's an evil bastard. He's a horrible man. He's murdered this girl,
We don't know that.
Well, and then he. Oh, come on! And then he's gone and hung himself. And hanging yourself.
Come on.
Hanging yourself is like, almost like retribution for your, it shows that you had, remorse and guilt because he went and hung himself.
So,
and that's why
bludgeoning and stabbing his wife to death, that didn't result in suicide attempt, but possibly raping and killing a 14-year-old girl, that was too much for him.
Yeah.
That's generally not how sociopaths work, though.
No, of course not. But this is why this is such an interesting story, but it's not.
It's not the story.
It's not front pages of the newspapers.
It's not what they want you to hear.
No. If he'd been caught, it'd be fucking front page of the story. It's like we got someone to focus our anger and hatred on.
Maybe the police don't want all that focus on the front page because it might affect their case moving forwards.
I remember there was a quote from some random guy, and he was like, "Maybe he was witness to the crime, and then the murderer murdered him as well." No, it's not. That's not the way it works out. It's because the way it works is that with everything that happens in life, everyone wants a repercussion, someone to blame and force their anger onto. And if the guy's killed himself, you got no one to be, there's no scapegoat for it. There's no, he's an evil bastard, he's gonna rot in jail. It's like, he's dead. All right, well, yeah, let's just sweep this story into the fucking thing because this doesn't pan out the way that stories like this usually pan out.
It doesn't have that big Hollywood ending.
Yeah, of course, they want the Hollywood end. Remember that guy that murdered someone online and then he went off to France and he was in an internet cafe and then they traced him to the internet cafe and then they caught him and he'd like mailed body parts to like newspapers and stuff and it was all pregnant. Do you remember him?
I don't remember that one.
You don't remember that guy?
No.
He filmed it online and then posted it online.
What, the killing?
Yeah, the killing. Yeah, onto some sort of like chat forum like page thing.
No, that doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah, he was like a really camp, gay, almost porn star guy, and he did this in like Sweden or some.
I keep thinking about like the German dudes that ate each other, or like he put his thing online. It's like, I really want to get killed and eaten. And the guy was like, that's funny. I really want to kill someone and eat them. And then they met and.
I like that IT crowd when they take the piss out of that.
Oh yeah, with the German, coming around for dinner.
I got confused. I thought I wanted meat and you want to eat.
I watched something the other day on Channel 4 that I haven't seen powerful television in a while.
Oh, is this that pedo thing?
The Paedophile Hunter. Dude. If you want to feel uncomfortable for an hour, watch it.
Paedophile Hunter, though. So it's someone that goes out searching for him.
There's this guy in Nuneaton. He's got a group
Where?
of Nuneaton.
Where's that?
That's Hull.
Oh, I know where Eton Mess. Yeah.
Nuneaton.
Okay.
I think it's up north. So him and his mates, basically, they start profiles on these chat sites and stuff, and they pretend that they're...
It's just like To Catch a Predator?
Yeah, from like anywhere between 8 and 14, 15, I think, and they pretend. And they lure these fucking scumbags, like, oh, I'm going to be home alone,
Mm-hmm.
blah, 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 blah. So they go in, they tell him to come to this house, they sit in the house, they wait for the guy to show up, and they film him, and they go, so what are you doing here, sir? And blah, blah, blah. I've got all your messages, and blah, blah, blah. Sometimes they sit there, and they're like, because they're just so shocked at what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
And the other times, like, they'll just, oh,
Do a runner.
and they'll do a runner. So I'm watching this at the beginning, and it's a real ethical pickle, because it's like, okay,
It's entrapment.
well, never mind the legal this, that, and
Oh,
the other.
right, sorry.
Okay, so he's dragging pedos out from, like, the shadows.
So do they have a website where they name and shame then?
He puts it on Facebook, he puts it everywhere, he sends all the evidence, all the chat and everything to the police.
Yeah.
He's not there to beat them up, he's not there to...
Yeah, I thought you were going to say he, like, kicked the shit out of them.
No, basically they're
Peter
to
Wonder.
show, like, bring them out into the public, like, this is who this man is, and blah, 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 blah. And it was such harrowing TV, because they would show the text conversation, and there was one, the worst one was he pretended to be an 11-year-old autistic girl, and the guy came round with a bottle of wine.
So when they're doing this show, are they...
It's not a show.
Oh no, when there's this documentary,
Yeah.
do they show these
Oh,
videos
yeah.
and
Oh,
stuff?
Oh yeah. Like, it's not even...
How's the guy making any money out of it?
He wasn't really, I don't think.
No?
But then the day after it aired on Channel 4, he started a Kickstarter,
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
and he made 14 grand in one day.
Fucking Kickstarter.
But see-
man. We should get a Kickstarter.
Never mind Kickstarter. The problem with it is, I still don't know how I feel about it.
What about what he's doing?
I'm not sure what he's doing is necessary. I'm not sure it's right.
Yeah,
but then
because
again, what else like the police? They can't do this kind of thing. You know, like
but again, it's just like what's the main objective? What to rid the world of paedophiles? Oh, that's not going to happen. Obviously, it's something genetic or something. Maybe not genetic, but it's something within the human brain that there's
there's deviance there that.
Yeah, this isn't just isolated cases.
Yeah, you're not going to find them all and lock them up like Nazi war criminals.
Yeah, there's not going to be like 20 of them and you're like, we got them all. All the paedophiles are in jail. It's just...
But see, like the whole... It was really good documentary. I thoroughly recommend it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a Sunday morning one.
No.
You know, but...
No, it's after a couple of joints and you're like, well, I want to be shocked.
That's pretty much the mindset I was in. I was feeling it, man. It was so deep. It was so deep. It really,
I wouldn't say that too loudly.
Like, no, I was sat in the chair, man. I was sat in the chair, and it was like one of the dudes sat down, and they're questioning him, and he's like, I thought she was 18, and the guy's like, no, you didn't, and he's showing him the proof, like she told you fucking.
But this is the Catch.
8 times.
He nicked
that
this
she
from
was
To Catch a
14.
Predator, though. He's nicked this shit from Catch a Predator.
So,
Well, it's not.
I'd say that was besides the point.
Alright.
No offense to him, but hang on a second. But like, there are dudes. One of them killed himself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like literally went home, bang, topped himself. A few, 5 of them have been arrested with this guy's
Evidence
and help. But the worst one, the one with the 11-year-old, that was like the kicker at the end. It was like the police questioned him but let him go, and he's still about. And dude, like. Oh, I don't know. It just
What's
made
that?
me.
Who did that funny joke? No one wants to fuck your kid because your kid's not fuckable.
Oh, Stanhope.
That's Stanhope.
Even if you put it in a
Tutu on a pogo stick.
with his little fleshy behind showing to traffic, probably statistically,
No one's gonna fuck your
probably
kid.
won't get fucked. But yeah, it's a good joke, but I don't know, man. It's been a long while since I watched a TV show that.
Well, I went through the whole. It was about like 6 months ago, and I downloaded the whole load of To Catch a Predator and watched all of them because it's shocking. It's absolutely shocking television.
It makes me squirm.
It doesn't really make me squirm. It kind of, I don't know. It kind of gets my fucking blood going because I love that kind of confrontational shit. Like, I like to hear what the fuck they say. I find it hilarious. I know you're not meant to. You're meant to be horrified by these bastards. But
I'll give you a direct quote from one of them. He was one that sat down, listened to them, and then just walked off.
And what was this
He
quote?
was like, so what did you expect today, sir? And he was like, I didn't expect anything. I thought I was going to meet up with a young lass and watch a film and have a Chinese. And that made me titter. It was like, you got such bollocks on you, my friend.
Yeah.
You're caught red-handed. You're walking out. And that was one of the scariest things, actually. One of the dudes showed up and then walked out. So they're like, follow him, follow him, follow him. And it was only until he was like, sir, I suggest that you stop and wait for the police. We have rang them. Because if you continue to walk around, they will know who I am around here. So if they see me walking around and my friends filming you, asking you questions,
They're going to know who you are.
they're going to know exactly what kind of person you are. And dude, a crowd, like literally... the
lynch mob.
The more it went on, not even a lynch mob, it's just like you saw a few kids on bikes, you know, like start
What's
circling.
going on, like?
Oh, you're a fucking nonce, mate. You're a fucking nonce. People driving past, like beeping, you're fucking pervert. And dude, it got to a point where there was about like 25 people.
But you always get to that
They
kind
could
of
rip
idea.
that dude's head off.
Yeah, but then you get to the idea, you know, it's like vigilante.
That's the point. He's a vigilante. He's oh, I don't know. I am so conflicted about it.
Yeah,
I
because
think he's doing a good thing, but I think he's doing it the wrong way. And the whole reason it came out was he was abused in care.
I'm sure that there are, just like in America, there are task force allocated to this sort of thing that are online trolling, pretending to be underage kids in order to ensnare people.
Yeah, there was a guy from the Met. He did it for like 10 years. That was his job.
Oh, do you want to hear this fucking harrowing fucking story? I only read half of it. I got distracted, but it was a story in America. It was about a year ago, and it's an American school. And what was happening was there was this 14-year-old boy, and rumor going around school was that he was fucking girls in the
Playground?
no, like in the gymnasium or something like that. You know, in the changing rooms. So he's fucking girls. You know, the same age as him, but it's fucking girls. So, you know, it gets around and all the teachers are discussing it. And then one of these girls, I think she was slightly retarded as well. Sorry about that word. But, you know, slightly mentally, you know...
Disabled.
Yeah, she'd been in care and stuff. She didn't have every fucking egg in the basket. And she told the PE teacher... or the PE teacher's assistant, that he'd accosted her and asked her for sex. And then this PE teacher's assistant said, well, we can't do anything about him unless we catch him in the act. So, you know,
You used to say yes.
Yeah, do you want to say yes and try and trap him? So what happens is, the school, along with the fucking assistant principal and lots of other people, they get involved. Like they've got cameras in the changing room. They're gonna catch, and they send her off. He changes the location and rapes her, and then obviously a shitstorm goes down in the school. All the evidence was destroyed. You know, all the files and stuff was burnt and destroyed
By the school.
Yeah. Apparently, like, you know, just coincidentally, they destroyed the files every week or two, you know, because they don't need those files anymore. And then I was going through it. It's like all sworn testimony from each person, and it was a really long piece of documentation, like starting from the beginning, you know, like interviews with all these people in like power and with the girl. But yeah, as a result, this poor fucking girl got raped, like, you know, attempting to entrap a 14-year-old that was having sex with 14-year-olds. I don't know. I think there's a culture in society where, you know, everyone's got to be caught in the act, and it's just like, well, couldn't you just have kicked the motherfucker out? Like, you know, do you really have to catch him with his cock in there?
Then he would have went to another school.
Yeah, but. You know,
consensual. Was that the only case of rape in the entire thing?
Yeah. Apparently, it was all consensual before, but they all knew what it was.
Still, 14-year-old. I mean, I was playing Doctors and Nurses at like 11 and shit.
Oh, I never had that. Doctors and Nurses thing.
Yeah, I did. It was fun.
I think I don't know. Maybe I was in too posh an area, Scott.
It's amazing how little you know when you're that age.
What about Nookie?
Yeah.
Of course. Have a little.
Well, this has been fun.
I've really lowered the tone here.
It was
There was a mixture of both of us there, Scott. No, these are these are interesting stories. Like people should check this stuff out because
Is that a whiskey? Did you what?
I just poured myself
Pour
some.
all of it in that glass.
No, what do you all of it?
All of it. Pour all of it in that glass. That's the most pathetic fucking drink
Alright.
I've ever seen. Makes me
Scott's-
sad.
Yeah, right. Well, it was the last bit of the bowl. I didn't
It was
wanna...
like a 4-year-old's finger of whiskey.
Yeah, I know it was. Yeah, I got no ice to put in it, Scott. So
Nice.
Ice is nice.
I'll go get the ice.
Oh, you're gonna go and get the ice. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna change. Well, I'm gonna change the subject anyway.
Story.
Yeah, I've got a funny fucking story. I ain't got any funny stories at the top of my head. Yeah, all my stories are pretty fucking funny. But I don't know. Recently, I can't think of anything funny, Scott. Oh, you bought ice. There we go. Ice will fucking lighten the mood. Oh, lovely. Thank you, mate.
I was thinking about like the kind of risks I used to take when I was younger that I just wouldn't even dream of taking now. Like there was a night where I went out and fucking I don't even know why. I think I was coming back from somewhere, probably Acton, and I decided I was just going to hang around Harlesden. I was pissed, and I just went walking around Harlesden. Went and bought a bottle of White Lightning, as you do, classy gent.
I remember that.
And I remember bumping into this dude. I think his name was Junior, and he wanted to swig on my White Lightning. And I was like, all right, cool. He was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm just hanging out, man. And he was like, ah, cool, let's go. I know these chicks. I was like 19 or 18 or something. I know these chicks, let's go find them. It's 2 in the morning. We go and we start banging on this door in the high street. And nobody answers, but like somebody looks out the window and tells us to fuck off, which,
Good side.
pretty standard.
Yeah.
Then he's like, alright, we'll go round to my mate's house. We walk around the corner. We bump into a pimp. An actual pimp.
Well, was he pimped out as
He
well?
was pimped. He had gold teeth, gold chains. He had...
Did he have a stick?
I don't remember.
Alright.
He was wearing like the most ridiculous... I think it was like an all-in leather ensemble. Like leather trousers, leather jacket, gold teeth. He was really fucking... And then there was just this whore with him. It was like... And we were talking to them and I just got bored and I was like, we need to get out of here. And then the prostitute wanted a swig on my White Lightning. So I gave it to her and she started to walk off. Now I'm really hammered at this point.
Oi!
So I was like, what the fuck do you think you're doing? And my new friend Junior just like grabbed me around the front and he was like, that dude will shoot you. I'm not worried about him, I'm worried about the whore with my bottle of White Lightning. And this dude's literally having to hold me back to stop me from going and starting a fight with a pimp and a whore at about 4 in the morning in Harlesden. Now, that only ever happened once.
Well, yeah, if that was a daily occurrence, you probably need to move house. So.
I still think about that night, like, what the fuck is wrong with me? There are some times, man, where I get so drunk, like blackout drunk.
Yeah, Eddie sense.
All sorts of madness can happen. And I miss those days and I don't at the same time, because they're just crazy shit.
I miss those days all the time, man. I miss being as carefree. I don't have many cares. I'm practically carefree, I'd say. But yeah, of course, you get older, you become a pussy.
I'm not sure I'm a pussy for thinking like, what if I said to you, alright, let's just get really hammered and go wandering around Harlesden?
No, of course not. It's stupid.
There you go. That's exactly what I'm talking about. But when I was 19, that was a good idea I had.
Yeah, because you got fuck all else to do.
Jesus.
We still got fuck all else to do, Scott.
Yeah.
But what can you do? What can you do?
Anyway.
Any fucking way. Come on then, Scott. What's next?
What, like now?
Yeah.
I don't know.
The agenda.
I talked about paedophiles.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
You don't know? Alright, well I'll fucking jump in then. I'll think of something fucking Rick balling the fucking fantastic.
It's not that my heart isn't in it, it's just when I'm on the spot, it's like, shit, brain, think of something. Oh, I can't.
I get that all the time.
Yeah.
Making small talk. It's like, I fucking hate making small talk. It's the fucking most painful thing ever. I can't do it. I
No, I can't either.
can't fake the shit. Like, I wish I could. Just open my mouth and talk and not worry about what comes out. Even though it sounds like I do that all the fucking time. But
I'm good at it to a certain extent, I think, because I've worked in offices for so long.
yes,
And you basically have to do it to keep the peace.
You do, yeah.
Because if someone said to me, like, lovely weather, my initial reaction is, yeah, what's your...
You can't just start bringing up rapists.
You interrupted my train of thought to tell me that you think the weather's nice. Yeah, a lot of the interaction we have these days, I think, is just...
I think most people save their interactions for things like Twitter and Facebook. I don't think they say, I think talking one-on-one with people is just something to pass the time before you can look at your phone and fucking actually have a proper conversation with someone. Even though it's not a real fucking conversation with someone.
Can't get porn on someone's face.
No, you can't. Well, you can do something else on someone's face.
Generally not in public.
No, not unless they really.
Whereas
really
all you need is Wi-Fi and a nice little toilet. I like the disabled stall. You can spread out.
Yeah, I gotta say,
And there's a handle.
finally having a smartphone and realising that I have access to porn it's a big leap up, from having my laptop at home
And looking for a quiet moment.
Yeah, no, because on your phone it's just there constantly.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just accidentally log back into your internet connection and it'll go back to the last page you looked at. Oh yeah, I was looking
what
at.
do you like with that? Because I'd say I've kind of calmed down.
What, with online porn?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, man. It had its novelty. It was all fucking great. But then, I think it's like everything. After a bit, like, I remember, magazines and all that. And after a bit, you get bored. And to be honest, I find that if I look online, you go onto Pornhub and all that shit, and I don't get a kick of it anymore. I don't get a kick of being on it. Whereas previously I was like, wow, look at this, there's fucking thousands.
Like a database.
I can search anything and I'll find anything on any fucking bird that I fucking
Japanese
want.
cartoon Bakaka porn. Awesome.
But now it's just like, right, alright, oh yeah, that one looks decent, I'll fucking have a wank to that. Alright, there we go. And it's just...
That's what I basically do. I basically look through all those thumbnails for a girl that catches my eye.
Yeah.
How sad is that? Like, we're talking about page after page with 20 thumbnails on it that lead you to an MPEG that, if you had one of them back in the day, that was you good.
Oh man, you could have that.
That was you good.
Yeah, it's good for a month.
That was good for fucking ages, and now it's like,
Oh, I've seen this, I've already jacked off to this, I can't be bothered to jack off to this again.
Yeah, I basically have favourites, and yeah, I'll just go on like, oh, she looks pretty. And then you realise, oh no, that was just the angle of the thumbnail.
Yeah. You realise that was just one scene.
No. She looks nice when she's bent over and she's got her head like that.
But that's it.
That's it. That's how shallow
it's
become.
Whereas before you bought a magazine and you were like, oh my god, there's like 10 birds in here.
I remember buying an actual hardcore one off of the guy at school in high school, which blew my fucking tiny mind.
Tiny balls.
It was like, oh my god, his dick's going in. Oh my god, I've never seen that before. I remember my mate Lewis, he had, I think it was like his older brother, he had a bend over uncensored, like proper hardcore video.
Oh, what was his name?
Lewis.
No, the porn star called Bend Over.
Bend Over, yeah, English guy.
Oh yeah, Ben Dover.
Bend Over.
Silly me.
And he had one of them when we were like 14, 15, and he would basically lend it to us for a night because it was part of his bro's collection. So it was like if his bro noticed it was missing, he'd get in big trouble. So I was quite tech savvy back then, even then. So I had like a video recorder TV combo.
Yeah.
So you put it on there, and then you connect the VCR up to it, and then you record off the recording.
Yeah.
So he didn't know I did that, and that was fucking great. That made a man of me. It was like before I got to college, it was like, yeah, there ain't much I ain't seen from Jesus. Oh. My wrist gets sore thinking about those times.
Yeah, but then,
wow.
But then it does make you wonder about, what people have expectations when it comes to sex.
I wonder about the generation coming up. I reckon kids that are just born with hardcore. Yeah, like, what do you mean I'm not allowed to come in your face?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you don't like it when I bang you that hard? It's like, well, yeah, it's really hard. I start to bleed. They don't bleed online.
Yeah, exactly. But these aren't normal people. These are
No.
professional sex performers.
They've been
like,
training their arsehole all morning.
You know, as much as I'd love to, think I could, I can't be fucking for 45 minutes non-stop, Scott. Going through different positions at different angles. I get fucking tired. Like,
Yeah, that's lunch. Everyone will be back in an hour.
Yeah.
Me, man.
But then I think everyone's expectations about sex have like kind of just been warped. Like, everyone. It's never going to be as good as a porno, because it's just like thinking, okay, I'm going to make my own play, and then you watch movies on television and you're like, yeah, it's going to be as good as fucking The Shawshank Redemption, and then you do it and you're like, that was shit. That was
the best of intentions.
Yeah, I tried to get, everything together, the plot, the storyline, the setting, but it's never, these are...
I don't want to hear my dumb voice just come on like if I recorded myself and then all of a sudden I just heard me go, oh yeah, that's amazing. I would get so fucking embarrassed. Even sat in my front room alone, I would get so embarrassed. Oh, Jesus Christ. Like, oh, how can I doubt they watch themselves.
No, of course not. Well,
Like,
mate,
how
no.
could you?
Why would you? Oh yeah, I love this bit. Watch this bit. Mum, the bit's coming up. Like, this is the bit where I pile driver.
I love that anal scene with that huge black dude. That's my favourite. I just put that on when I want to chill out. Yeah.
It's always that stereotype where, you wonder, if they come home and their boyfriends get them out, and it's like, I've been... it's like working in McDonald's. Okay,
Yeah.
I've been doing that all day. The last thing I want to do is fucking have a big burger.
Another burger. Probably. I mean, it's a job, and you just got to think as well. Like, those guys are getting pounded. I don't like all day. They probably get home like, no, I'm sore. Like, leave me alone. Don't like, cause that's how they do it. It's not like filmed in 40 minutes. It's
No.
The space of a day.
Yeah. It's like
9 to 5 kind of situation where they need, right, okay, we're gonna concentrate on doggy for a bit and blah blah blah.
So they're from 2 hours and then cut that down to 20 minutes, like.
Ouch.
Yeah, and the guy as well. I wonder what the fuck's wrong with these men. Like, how the fuck could you fuck a bird for that long and not come? Like, what must... I'd love to have like a bubble coming above their heads. Ugh, that sounds a bit weird.
I've got one. I'll show you.
A thought bubble, I should say.
It's called bubbles.
No, where it shows what he's actually thinking about, and he's like, yeah, I've got to get some milk on the way home.
I bet he's thinking like, okay, so after today I'll get my check and I can pay my rent. And then once I do tomorrow, I might need to take tomorrow off because this is really bad. Oh shit, I need to go to the doctor and get my HIV test again. Shit. She's not bad. So, I might go to the weed store. Yeah. That's the thing, when you're a kid, I bet, especially when you're a teenage boy, that's
you always think, oh yeah, that'd be the best job in the world.
Amazing. And then you just discover what the sadness is,
Yeah, just watch that Louis Theroux with fucking porn stars and you get it there. Like.
Dead-eyed fuckers on drugs screwing up a dead.
Yeah, because, and then the thing is, if you can't do the cum shot, you don't get paid. So you got all that build up to that.
That's why it's called the money shot.
The money shot. Yeah, you don't get paid. And it's just like...
You've got one job, dude.
Yeah.
You got 2 jobs. You got last and you got cum. Have you ever watched a porno where... I remember watching one where it was really funny. Like, they all start the same. She blows the dude. And that's what I don't like about porn. A lot of it, I think, is cock worship.
Yeah.
Like, it's all centred on straight porn. It's all centred on the cock.
Yeah, and it's a bit something... I don't want to see too much cock.
It's a bit... Like, there's something not quite right about how much glory's been shown to the male appendage here.
Yeah.
Because she's sucking it, and then it's all about the cock. Always, these straight pornos. And, like, there's one she's blowing him, and, for the prerequisite, I think it's like 10 minutes or whatever it is. And then, like, she gets on him backwards, reverse cowgirl style, and they just start pounding. And after about 2.5 minutes... You hear the guy like, I don't even think he says I'm gonna come. He's just like, I'm gonna. And it's so funny because her reaction is already. And it's like, can you imagine any like real sexual encounter you had where a girl went to like, you're like, oh, I'm gonna come, and she was like, what, already? That would probably make mine go like quick smart.
Did I tell you what my favourite one is? And this is a new one that's only happened over the last couple of years. But you'll be shagging a girl, and then she comes, and then she'll turn to you and go, "You can finish now."
No,
I've had that a few times, man.
Really?
Yeah. So they're like, yeah, off you go, Liam. Do your stuff, and you're like, well, hold on a second,
That seems like a prime candidate for a buckaroo. Spit on her back. Oh, what have you done? And then just everyone comes running in. That's really, talk about ego.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking hell.
No, I've had like one or two birds have said that to me before. Like, yeah, you can finish whenever you're ready now.
That's not even a shared mutual joyous experience. That's just like mechanical to the
Yeah.
fucking hill. I've come, so now you're allowed to. What you should say is like, again? Freak them out. Like, I've already been. Yeah, I told you I'd pull out, but I say that to all the whores.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm doing you there.
Right. Yeah, I've never understood the logistics behind the pulling out, like how that would stop you. Well, what I've never fully understood, Scott.
It doesn't stop you. It's just
No, but to stop impregnation, because
deliver a payload.
Yeah, but there is still cum in, like, even if you're shagging.
Oh yeah, it doesn't work.
You get pre-cum and stuff like that that goes down there. So
it does not work.
No, but lots of people swear by it. They're like, yeah, we have sex. But
infertile people that think, oh, what's the reason? Hello, Jojo. We have our first guest. Jojo the cat.
Oh, Jojo.
She is She's very interested by you. She keeps going up to you like, who are you? That's Liam.
Anyway, if anyone doesn't know who Jojo is, it's a cat. So a cat just walked into the room and just... That's it. Podcast over.
No, not podcast over. It's just... I love this little dear. Jojo. No, more interested in you. You're
more interested in me because I don't give a shit. That's how cats work. They're suckers for...
Yeah, once she realises you're not going to feed her, though, that will go.
Yeah, she thinks,
No, you know what it is? You're in her chair.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She may come at you.
Well, at least she doesn't. As long as she doesn't come on me.
Do you want to go up on this chair?
Right. Anyway, let's get back to the cast here, Scott. But yeah, okay. Let's move the subject. We've been talking about porn for a bit.
It's an important subject in a young man's life. Yeah, I do actually want. I worry. It doesn't cause me to lose sleep, but these kids that don't know anything, but like, could you imagine being like 10 or something and getting around the firewall, and then you just get like the most hardcore stuff, like even the hardcore stuff back in our day.
There's nothing
compared to what you can get now.
I remember my first bit of porn was a couple of pages that I found in some bushes of a magazine.
Yeah.
And it had a couple of pictures and a story in it, and that was enough to make me blow my fucking wad straight there.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine? Yeah, you just click on now and you got fucking 8 guys, because you're gonna look for crazy shit.
I used to fancy one of the tennis players, and there was like one shot in the back page of her like leaning a bit too much, so you got to see a bit of, like the bum coming out of the pants. That did me for a few weeks.
I remember, this is how sad things were back in the day. I used to buy the Sunday Sport. What was that one called?
Me too, Sunday Sport, yeah.
Because that was the only porn mag I could get in the thing. And there were some dirty stories at the back, and there was lots of fucking tits and stuff.
Yeah. And
I used to buy that because I could get that from a shop. This was before even fucking Nuts and Zoo and...
Yeah, the Sunday Sport. I remember buying it once because... Oh, they got me so many times, man. The front page would be shit like Britney Spears nude, and you buy it and it'd be like... Yeah, but we don't have the photos.
Yeah.
And it's like, I only bought this fucking piece of shit because it said Britney Spears nude on the front. Like, you should be done by the trade descriptions people, man. Alright, I'll just jack off to this picture.
Yeah, of course. I'll make do.
Hey, I wanted to see Britney nude. That's the whole reason I bought your rag. They used to do it all the time, man. Like, Kelly Brook goes nude, and it would be a picture of her at the beach in a bikini, and it's like, that's not my definition of the word nude. Okay? Ugh. Yeah, sexuality, man. It's a weird one.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but every generation says, "Oh, there's these new." I'm sure people were
Kids are
saying
pussies
before.
today.
Well, I'm sure people would say, when VHS came out and DVD came, oh my god, like you can buy DVDs, you can, buy porn, and now you can get it on the internet, and now you can have it here and there and everywhere. There was a really interesting documentary back in the day about people addicted to online porn, and there are specific if you've got an online porn addiction, there are places you can go. Like rehab centres where, they try and wean you off it. Like, people are like, I can't get out of bed because, I'm just jacking off like 8 or 9 times a day. But then at the end of the day, you got to say to these people, well, come on, mate.
I was going to say get a grip of yourself, but that's probably not the best kind of phrase for that situation. Get a grip. That's my problem. Yeah, well...
I couldn't. Yeah.
There are places you can go.
Yeah.
So what? Do they just give you internet in your room, and then they just start lessening the hours you're allowed to access it, or?
I don't know what. Yeah, I think it's counselling, and then but obviously there's no access to porn at these places, so you just try and wean yourself off it. But it'd be a very hard thing to wean yourself off because as soon as you got internet access again.
Yeah, it'd be so tempting.
Of course. What else?
We're going to go on BBC.
Yeah. But then I guess now people have got Tinder and Grindr for this sorts of thing, so now they can, now it's not just people jacking off. There's actually an opportunity now to meet other people that are sitting around jacking off all day, men and women. Because I think that's probably one thing that's probably more of a difference now. I think there's a lot more women watching porn than there was back in the day. I don't think you got fucking chicks, because all porn on the top shelf were just girls, because English porn doesn't have any fucking cock in it. So back in the day, it's all just focused on men.
But it's a different thing though, isn't it? It's we're visually stimulated, and women are more... It takes more mental...
Emotionally.
Yeah, they're... I'm not sure they need more mental stimulation, so they need foreplay and flirting and that kind of shit. Whereas we're predominantly designed...
I think that's...
We see something, it gets hard, we put it in.
Well,
that's about as much thinking as we...
I really enjoyed that. I saw something, it was... what was it called? Is it Sexetra? I just randomly Sexetra was on and I just flipped over.
It's usually on at 11 or 1 in the fucking day.
Yeah, I used to wank off to that because that was the only porn I had back in the day.
You're trash back in the day.
Yeah, of course. You'd be jacking off and then suddenly you're going
Not with Jean-Paul Gaultier. I want to make that clear. Not when Jean-Paul Gaultier was on the screen. Not... Or his mate Christophe.
But there's these great things like that. They've got... they explained about the first ever vibrators, dildos, like these old Victorian ones where it's got a handle that you turn on, and it wasn't in terms when it was advertised for women, it wasn't in terms of will induce sexual pleasure, it was to occupy.
Wasn't it to cure hysteria?
Yes, it was like
female hysteria.
Yeah, women are mad.
They would go to a doctor, and the doctor would frig them off, and they would leave in a much better mood.
Because I think back in those days there wasn't such thing as a female orgasm. It was just something that was mocked.
It hasn't even been talked about. There's that new show. I haven't seen any of it yet, but I'm gonna watch it. Can't remember what it's called. Masters of Sex.
Yes.
All about
it's
that couple who were the first real
like Mad Men with sex, isn't it?
Yeah, they were actual scientists that thought, hey, sex hasn't actually ever been discovered. And it was the first time the idea that a woman could have an orgasm was first put into the public sphere. And they were mocked mercilessly about it. They're like, you people must be off your fucking nut. Women having orgasms? No, they must be freaks. It's well, no, actually, they do find it quite pleasurable as well. Well, so what? That was the attitude.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And now it's got to a point where I was listening to Rogan's podcast, and his guy Brian was talking about, there's these things that Hitachis.
What's in that? It sounds like a car.
You probably know it if you saw it. It's supposed to be a back massager. But
Is it a thing that...
It's got a big ball on the top, and it spins ridiculously.
I suppose that thing Bill Bailey had. I'm a Cyclops prostitute from the future.
No, not that. There we go.
Oh yeah, those things.
So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a Hitachi Magic Wand, it's called.
Yeah, they use them to frig it off.
Yeah, apparently, some girls, especially the ones that are like, I don't know, early mid-20s and stuff, they're growing up with this shit and they're just going mad. They're numbing themselves.
Oh, well, they can't achieve orgasm with a man.
No, because they put in this fucking piece of machinery that goes like a jackhammer. And how are you going to compete with that? Even if you've got really good tongue skills, you're never going to match a machine that goes...
No, of course not.
What, 600 RPM or whatever the fuck it is. It's like you're literally destroying your fanny. Like you're taking all feeling out of it. You might as well be... I could go out to it and punch it and you'd be like, what happened?
Well, I think in the future what will happen is that men and women will have sex, the man will finish, and then it'll be customary for the woman just whip out one of those machines and finish herself off. There we go.
Well, that depends though. Because I've been with ladies that found it difficult to come through normal sexual intercourse. But then I've also been with a lady, I've been with a lady for a long time. I won't mention it. Oh shit. I've been with someone who
With ease.
yeah.
Yeah, they get it down. You know, they know how to make themselves come.
Yeah.
Like to think that the man actually does it is stupid, and to think that the woman actually does it for the man is
I'd
also
like to
stupid.
think I have some part in it.
No, I don't think either way. You know, obviously, yeah. There
So
is.
what? I could be a Toblerone.
Well,
There's
you'd
no
melt.
difference between
You'd melt, and there's they're a bit pokey, those things. You've got to be careful eating them.
Yeah, texture, baby. Ooh.
Nutty.
Put it in sideways. Put it in sideways.
Nutty.
I don't know. It's weird. Whereas us, doesn't really take much.
No, of course not. Just being there is fine.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
No,
yeah.
well, we're just, we're such simple creatures at the end of the day. I'm glad it's not complicated for us.
No, of course not. I wouldn't know what to do.
And, like, trying to explain to women, I don't think women understand, like, the sheer power a boner has over a man. Like, how it literally drains the blood from your brain. So there's no higher thought going on. You're literally...
I don't think there's much higher thought going on most of the time anyway, Scott. I don't think it's blood in the brain, man.
That's a shame. I think quite a bit.
Yeah? I
To
try
the point where I can't stop myself.
That's perverted.
Hence my my chronic weed habit to help me.
Yeah?
Oh man.
How are you finding not smoking, Scott? How does it
I'm
go?
fine. It's going to be interesting tonight because I'm so used to. It really helps with my insomnia.
I don't get it.
Knocks it out.
I don't get it anymore, man. I haven't had insomnia for like 2 or 3 years. Like as soon as I get into bed, I'm out like a log. Doesn't matter whether I've smoked or not, man.
I was going that way, and then this year
I don't get
difficult.
I don't get the everyone talks about it. The circus comes out. That's
That's exactly how it works for me.
Maybe I just don't have a circus anymore.
I think about all kinds of random shit. Last night I was thinking about coming home and just putting all my poker roll on like 2 tables, and then I start thinking about what's going to happen. Then I start thinking about what I'm going to do at work, and then it's like, will you shut the fuck up? And the answer to that is no. I wish.
No, I don't. I used to have big problems with it, but I realised it wasn't the weed. It was just my brain. Overanalyzing, overthinking. But I don't. I don't know. As the older I get, I can just lie down anytime, have a nap.
I'm thinking about taking a break.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
getting off the earth for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
How long has it been since your last break?
You broke my last break when you were working in Richmond.
What, the Regal?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were on the roof.
6 months I went.
Yeah.
I didn't smoke for 6 months.
That's crazy, man.
Mm.
I was thinking, I don't think I saw much of you for those 6 months.
Oh no, see, to me it would be like you probably see me more.
Because instead of sitting at home smoking, you're like,
like,
right, I better...
let me go see what's happening in the world.
Yeah, no, actually, you're probably right there.
Yeah. I remember feeling so paranoid as well.
But after your first smoke? After that
Yeah,
time?
we were on your balcony. It was an awesome little balcony up there, and you gave it. It was me, you, and Nick. We were just sat there having a good time and a chat. And you rolled one. It was one of yours as well. You know, it wasn't even a fucking.
It was a pussy joke.
It wasn't a knockout drops. And I remember having a few tokes on it and sitting there, and you just started berating me like, "Look at him! I can tell he's getting fucking paranoid. Look at him! Look at him! Look at him!" I'm like, "Please don't look at me." I was like, "Oh, you fucking faggot! It's this tiny joint. Look at you, you're freaking out and blah 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 blah." And I remember just looking at Nick like, "Tell him to shut up. Tell him to shut up." But yeah, no, I'm just thinking. Right, I got shit to do.
Yeah.
I did a lot of work in my kitchen. For people that don't know, I'm clearing out like a flat, and I'm a year in. I've thrown out something like 36 bin bags of stuff. And Liam, how does the place look?
You still haven't dented it, but I fucking estimated.
Exactamundo. It's really, really hard work. Not only working and finding the time and shit, but it stops me in my tracks. I think I can just go through shit and get through it.
Oh, man,
but then I find stuff that makes me
think.
It makes me emotional as well, because it's like I haven't seen that since I was 5. What's that?
I don't know, Scott. You got fucking termites.
Oh, I think it might be Eid fireworks.
Eid fireworks.
Eid.
What's Eid?
The Muslim festival.
Oh, right. Ramadan.
Well, Ramadan is like the fast up until Eid, which is the festival.
Oh, okay. But that fasting finished like a month ago.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, right, okay.
I know a bit, but I don't know enough to...
Pretend to be a master. Master.
Fuck religion.
Master.
Fuck religion, that's my point.
Yeah.
That's my standpoint. I'm sorry if you believe in all that shit, but I gotta tell you, you're a fucking idiot. Like, this is 2014.
Yeah.
You've been around, like, if
you
you're a
believe in
grown
the
up...
internet, explain the internet to me.
The internet?
Well, yeah, explain how the internet comes into God's great creed and scheme of fucking life.
I'm the wrong dude to answer that question. I really am. Like,
and then on the 7th day, God created dial-up broadband. And then on the 3rd day, he made an extra fast.
Look, I've been really worried about this for a few years. Because I used to get into... When I worked at a certain place, I was friendly with people. We used to have conversations, quite open conversations. And then people would throw their religion at you like a retarded chair. And you're supposed to act like it's a normal chair that deserves a place amongst all the ideas.
Yeah, it's like...
You know, like... I had a conversation with a girl at work. Right, okay, here we go. This is an ethical question for you, Liam.
Go for it.
You're coming out the tube. You just got off the tube and you're going to the escalator and you see a woman struggling with her pram and you don't help her.
Okay.
You come out of the tube. Right, that's ethical quandary number 1. You come out of the tube. You stand at the traffic lights. Someone's on their phone, they've got their headphones in, whatever. They walk. They're not paying attention. Straight, and a car comes.
Okay. What's it got to do with the woman in the pram?
Well, what my point is, not helping a lady with her pram is not immoral.
Yeah.
Not
stopping the person walking into the road.
Grabbing, stopping, or whatever, shout whatever, that reaction, trying to stop someone from dying. If you just stand there impassively, kind of like, oh shit, this is going, oh my god, here we go, she's going to get fucking mushed. That's immoral. Not helping a woman with her pram is inconsiderate. Not trying to stop someone from dying is immoral. According to this Christian lady, they were both exactly the same things.
But there was no difference between the two?
No difference, no ethical difference between not helping a lady with her pram up an escalator and trying to stop someone from dying.
That's just retarded, though.
Yeah, so you have these conversations. That's exactly my point. You have these great, like, open-minded, free-thinking conversations.
And it's all chucked in.
And a religious person always throws a retarded fucking monkey wrench into the middle of it that just it throws the conversation out completely, because I'm no longer thinking about, oh, that was a good point. But I think this. I'm thinking, my brain has stopped thinking. You've literally, like, buffering. and then you look stupid because you're not.
You can't give a good answer.
There's no rational
response. Yeah.
You really believe there's no difference between not helping a lady up the escalator and grabbing someone to keep them from dying? No, it's exactly the same thing. Well, if you're a religious person and you think you're right, then that means you're an evil fuck. Because think of all the other random things you do not to help people throughout the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I always think of myself as a good person. What good thing have I done recently? Oh yeah, like last week, there was a guy. He was in the middle of the road, and he had one of those, a
walker,
adult walker stroller things, and he had
a Zimmer frame.
Yeah, he had a gigantic bag, and he was like taking one step, putting the bag down, resting. And
yeah, because he was struggling.
Yeah, so I walk into, it's not my way, and I say to him, like, "You're right, do you want me to help you carry his bag?" And he's like, yeah, and he's mental. And I'm like, oh shit, I've got to talk to him now. And he's like, yeah, I'm just going to the chemist. I was like, right, I'll help you. And he's trying to talk to me, and instantly I'm like, fuck, I wish I hadn't bothered, but, you smile and you nod, and you're like, right, and I carried his bag to the chemist's, and he was going to order a taxi to pick him up and stuff. And I did my good deed, but I didn't do it for religious reasons or any other reason.
That's because you're not a religious person, and that's the thing that freaks me out, is that they think by being a religious person that for some reason that means that they're already ethically superior to you.
Yeah.
Which I think is complete bullshit.
They're going to heaven.
It's the exact opposite.
They're going to heaven, so, good for them.
Yeah. I haven't decided a whole swathe of the human race is going to burn forever in eternal damnation, but you have. So, not only are you less rational, but you're also a fucking idiot. It drives me mad, man. So this is where I got concerned a few years ago. It's like, okay, so what does the law actually say? Because I want to turn around to that person and say, you're a fucking moron.
Well, what's the word for it? If you
incite religious hatred.
It's like an omission. You by not doing something, you can break the law. So if you could see a way that you could help.
Oh, like if I nearly killed someone and I didn't tell the police.
Yeah, so if
I'm an accessory after the fact. I think that's the American way of putting it.
Well, yeah. So if you could have done something to stop and save them and you didn't,
you're complicit.
You're complicit. It's the same thing as doing it.
Yeah.
Because you had the opportunity and the means and reasonable. You could have reasonably stopped this bad thing from happening, but. You'd think you don't think that you need if an incident like that came about, I wouldn't be like, I will do this because my mum will be real proud of me, or I'll be on the front page of the Evening Standard for fucking saving someone's life.
Because that's what Jesus would want.
Yeah, you just do it because
or Allah, or Buddha, or
because
you fuck you pray to.
Because you feel that you feel that shit in your stomach. You're like, ugh.
Yeah, it's a human response.
Yeah.
Never mind. See, this is the thing that. This is why I love Christopher Hitchens and his whole bent. I'm not as militantly atheist as he is, but his whole thing was religion kind of infects us at our core because it takes credit for the things that helped us evolve anyway.
Yeah.
Like altruism and compassion and all these things. Religious people say that we wouldn't have them.
Yeah, we wouldn't have laws. We wouldn't have laws if we didn't have God.
Like, we wouldn't know that it was wrong to murder people unless that cunt came down from Mount Sinai with rules written on stone.
And part of you wonders, when that motherfucker said, I've got a list from God, and God says that we couldn't kill each other, whether everyone was like, well, that's already against the law. Like, I'm sure there were people in place to stop people murdering people, even back in those days. I'm sure it wasn't just, you can stab her at what? Oh, actually, no, you can't stab anyone because now we've got a list of rules.
We were very tribal. You got ostracised from the group if you were crazy.
If you're a cunt.
They didn't want you around. I'm postulating, but it just seems like the most rational, logical way of looking at it. Whereas religion says you wouldn't have these things without God, which is a direct insult to us as a species, because it suggests that we're these dumb, mewling fucks that haven't... How have we got here?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
So
all
would
through
we-
this invisible God that never makes himself shown. It's all his guidance, is it?
So we wouldn't have
That's
cars, we wouldn't have internet, we wouldn't have electricity, we wouldn't have
Not
warmth.
without God's will.
Not without God. Otherwise, we'd all just be sitting around like, yeah, you know, I want to discover electricity. There's no God here to make it worthwhile.
God says that I can discover electricity when he says
Yeah.
he's right. It's just bullshit. It's
And-
bullshit up and down.
And there's
it
all these
fucking
religious
annoys
people are
me.
like, there are scientists that believe in God and the theory of God. And it's like, yeah, but they
2%
don't.
out of 100. 2% out of 100 American. It's something like 97% of American professor, collegiate, whatever, and atheist and agnostic, and 2% are Christian.
Yeah. And they probably don't believe in God the same way that other people believe in God.
No.
They have a kind of theory of, select design and all that. That
There's this whole thing about Einstein. Apparently, he was an agnostic.
what does that mean?
Agnostic means you're not sure either way, so you're unwilling.
To put your basket in
Yeah.
that basket.
Well
You-
done.
Your eggs in that basket. That's what I was
Yeah.
trying to say.
Which is complete bullshit, because Einstein was like, no, all I said was, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
He didn't say, so I'm open to the idea of there being a man in the clouds with a white beard. No, he just said, I don't know, which is ostensibly my position. I don't have any information about what happens after all this. Neither do you.
No, but does anyone?
Neither does anybody else. So for you to tell me that this is what happens is called hubris.
And it's always, in my experience,
AKA bullshit.
it's always people that don't have a fucking clue as well.
Yeah.
It's not like, I'll meet someone, I'll really get on with them, we'll really gel, I'll fucking agree with all their points, and they're like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm a Christian and I believe in God, and you're like, oh wow, you're really deep and spiritual, meaningful, and I really agree with everything you say, and you're a Christian, like that. No, that doesn't fucking happen. You're like, oh, okay, that explains it. I can work out why we weren't gelling, why there wasn't a fucking connection here. Oh, now it makes perfect sense. It's because you believe in bull.
Can I just check your eyes? Oh, they're a bit glassy. Bit glassy. You been on anything today? No, just the love of Jesus. Okay.
Oh,
It scares the fuck out of me.
fucking.
It really does.
Oh.
It's the 21st century, man.
Yeah, exactly.
We're talking about, we're going to be, never mind smartphones, in 10 years, that shit's probably going to be a chip that you put under your skin and you can access shit through your brain and blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
And are there still going to be people that are muttering things from 2000? Like, how many ideas do we take from 2,000 years ago and still run with? No.
It's a bad idea to eat berries you don't know what they are.
No, medication, science, electricity.
Like all that no pork thing, that was all because of trichinosis. All because of trichinosis.
What's trichinosis?
That's worms that live in uncooked pork.
Oh,
so
yeah.
if you don't cook pork all the way through, there's a chance you can get trichinosis. And these worms burrow themselves in you, and it's bad news brown. It's just bad news. So that might explain why there's a very specific law about a very specific meat 2,000 years ago. No cunts dying of trichinosis these days. So do you think... It's like, I wonder, like, the Catholic Church had that thing where you couldn't eat meat on a Friday.
Yeah.
And they just got rid of that. So there's generations and generations of people that are like, no, you're not allowed to eat meat on a Friday, and if you did, you might be out of their family forever.
But no, it's
And
alright.
then the church went, actually, it's all bullshit.
Can't work on a Sunday. No, it's okay as long as you only do 5 or 6 hours. Like,
Yeah, now everywhere's open anyway.
yeah.
So it's not really... Well, the Jews, they're Saturday and we're Sunday. I mean, if we all took all our religious holidays off, nowhere would be fucking open any time, would it? No, it wouldn't. That's retarded.
Yeah, exactly.
So, it just drives me bonkers, man. And then you see all this ISIS shit, you've got like English dudes going over to Syria chopping people's fucking heads off because they think Sharia law's a better way to go. It's like, what the fuck? We live in a madhouse, Liam.
Yeah, I bet you that motherfucker, what's his name, John or...
No, I'm not even going to say it. Why the fuck are they giving cutesy-wootsy nicknames to a dude that cuts off people's heads?
Well, it's not cutesy wootsy.
It's
like...
Jihadi John.
Yeah, it's a Jihadi John.
Fuck off. That's disgusting to me. Jihadi John. You should call that guy Prick.
Yeah.
In every news story, it should be Prick cut off somebody else's head. We're still trying to find Prick. Hopefully one day we will find Prick, and maybe we can lock him in a cell and someone can do to him what was done when we all turn our backs.
I did find it very intriguing that the families of these people that were being held hostage were like begging for them not to cut their heads off. Like
You're
these
wasting your
guys.
breath there.
These guys would open their email accounts, check your audio file, begging for forgiveness, and not be pissing themselves laughing, sharpening a knife at the same time.
Well, that just changed my entire outlook.
Yeah.
That little 30-second MPEG. But did you see the last one? Like, I actually felt sorry for this dude, the last dude that just got
Oh,
sent
the
to
taxi
jail.
driver guy.
Yeah, who basically just wanted to go over and help, bring shit.
Yeah. What? But why? I have to ask myself why.
Because he was touched. I think the guy saw it in his community and his empathy got. I think he really went for it for the right reasons. He actually wanted to go over and.
I wonder how many taxi drivers are going over there right now, Scott.
Well, none if they're clever. I mean, Jesus.
I was just trying to give them some food and they cut off my
And
fucking head.
yeah, they kept me prisoner for 9 months, then dragged me out in the fucking desert and literally cut my head off with a knife.
At least I was on YouTube.
For a bit. Oh my god, it's just...
I wonder how many hits I'll get on this.
I've not even attempted to try and find one of those videos. I don't want to see that shit.
I've seen things like that on stupid websites before.
Yeah, I mean, I saw like Faces of Death and stuff. I had a more morbid curiosity when I was younger.
Me too.
But I ain't got it anymore. No. I know if I watch that, it's going to affect me emotionally for a good 24 hours.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe longer.
Yeah, you ain't going to be...
I don't want to feel like that.
Headless chicken.
Hey!
Well, Scotty, I think on that fucking bombshell, we should,
Another light-hearted, funny podcast.
Yeah. This is a podcast without any marijuana, so we'll see.
We got serious.
Yeah, it was all serious. I'm guessing if we smoked some herb, things would have been a bit lighter.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe not.
We should experiment. We'll experiment. So, okay, today was a non-ganj podcast.
Yeah. I still think, yes, last week was the best combination of a little bit of ganj.
It was good, it worked, I think.
Yeah.
I think it worked pretty well.
But, so, thank you for listening, everybody.
If you bothered.
Well, yeah, no one's going to bother, but you just say just in case.
Can I resent the audience 3 episodes in?
Not yet.
Alright.
Bye,
everyone. I hope you have a great week.
Yeah. And, we'll see you next week. And, don't rape anyone, don't behead anyone, and,
Stay black.